is one of the most famous museums in the world. So by a quick show of hands, does anyone know where this is? Maybe? Yeah? I see a few hands. Okay, so this is the Louvre in Paris, France, and you might have heard of the Louvre because in 2025 there was actually a jewelry heist where $102 million worth of art was stolen from the museum. Now, the Louvre includes much valuable art, and this is probably why it was targeted for a heist. But the real question is, what is art? So behind me are a few pieces that you might think are art, and I want all of you guys to visualize what art is right now. I'll give you a few seconds to think. It can be anything. Just think about what art is to you. And I feel like a lot of you, assuming, would think of a few of these pieces, the Mona Lisa, the Starry Night, one of the most famous paintings ever, right? But these paintings are shown all around the world. Everyone knows of these. And they're traditional pieces. No one questions whether this is art. So, there are different types of art, such as a banana taped to a wall. And if that wasn't enough for you, yes, that is a urinal. But these are all types of art, right? And the question today is, what is art? So, I asked some of my close family and friends that same question. Define art. What is art to you? How does it affect you on the daily? And I got a few responses back. First up, my mom. She's a preschool teacher. She works with kids, and she said that art for her is everyday learning. She sees it through observation. It's something that is visual, but she gets to connect with her students through her art. Also, I asked my dad. My dad's a filmmaker. For him, art is passion. Art is the small details that not everyone sees, but he does it for his own personal value. My brother is a social media manager. He said that for him, art is personal. He looks for a vision and he tries to get it just for him. Now, lastly, I asked my friend, Megan. She's a student and a ceramicist, and she said that for her, art was emotion. She's able to express how she feels through her art pieces. Like, hey, this is me through art. So, I asked a lot of my friends and family, as you saw, and I got art is personal, art is passion, art is expression, art is emotion. But what really is art? Because all of these are valid responses, but they're definitely not the same. So, I looked it up, as anyone else would do, and Merriam-Webster said that art is the conscious use of skill and creative imagination, especially in the production of aesthetic objects. So, it makes sense, right? Okay, sure, aesthetic, looks good, Mona Lisa, nice. But that's not as big as what everyone else was saying. There's perspective, there's meaning behind art. It's not just about making something look pretty. So I thought about this through life. How does art affect me? Ever since I was little, I loved art. My mom, who, like I said, is a preschool teacher, knows that ever since I was a kid, I've always been painting, I've always been getting dirty. And I wanted to look more into what art meant to me. So, I want to start off by explaining what I see through art. For me, art is a philosophy. Art is a way of living. So, this is a piece by Matisse. The first thing I see is the contrast between the yellow and the blues. It makes a difference, creating different visuals for you to see. You're seeing two things at once, and it's really similar to life. You need contrast to see a whole painting, a whole piece, but still, there's contrast. Next up, this piece is by Kusama. I want to focus on the emphasis. You see bold, you see repetition, but it's kind of impossible not to see the pumpkin right in the middle. So, for me, emphasis in life is about focusing on one thing. You can have multiple aspirations, you can be focusing on multiple things, multiple passions, but there's always one thing that you have to focus on. Next up, this piece is by Art, and I want to focus on the hierarchy of this. When I say this piece, I don't get confused. I'm not seeing so much going on, right? But this is because you start from the top and go to the bottom. In life, it's the same thing. You start with the most important, then you go to the next, and then you go to what can wait. Next up, this is a piece by Frida Kahlo. For me, I wanted to focus on the rhythm and the repetition in this piece. You see the design, you see the patterns, and it's the same thing in life. You have a routine, and it's what gives you structure and comfort. And next up, this is by Gauguin, and for me, this piece is about balance. You're seeing so many things, but it all connects so well together. So, balance in life, you can have multiple aspirations, but the most important thing is about balancing them. So, I want to wrap it up with, art can be multiple things. There's emphasis, there's hierarchy, there's contrast, there's pattern. There's all of these things going on in multiple different pieces. Here is a photo that my mom took from her classroom, and I wanted to focus on the expression of this. I think it's so beautiful to see kids in a classroom just learning and being creative. They're not really thinking about what they're making, but they're thinking about the passion that they have for creating. Now, ever since I was little, I've also been creating, but that's because I've had the access to it, and not everyone has that access anymore. Art funding is being reduced. $27 million were cut from the National Endowment of the Arts this year. And for 2026, there are programs that are permanently being cut off. And there are some classrooms and programs that have a $0 budget for the upcoming year. This doesn't just take away supplies. It takes away expression for kids. It takes away what art can do for people. And moments like this wouldn't be able to have been made because of that decrease in funding. So, I want to focus on, again, what is art? What is art to you in this image? Because for me, like I said, it's the passion, it's the expression. So what does art do? And next time someone asks you, what is art? What if we ask, what isn't? Thank you.